Dead by Daylight Survivor perks. Today I'm gonna go through all of the perks up to Cheryl Mason. So basically like 4 point something update the Silent Hill chapter, and I'm gonna be going through every perk. First with Balance Landing. This one is a pretty good perk. It used to be amazing, I think, before they nerfed it, but still a pretty good exhaustion. It could be an S or an A, but I think it might be better in the A. I don't know. I really like how you jump off something and then you run really quick. Next is Adrenaline. Now this is a really good perk because it's a good endgame perk. If you use it, and you'll get a heal once the last generator is complete, and you'll get a speed boost. So that could be a game changer, especially if you're getting like tunneled through chases and stuff. So I think that's an S. It could be an A only because you only get to use it once the last generator is complete, but I think it's still a pretty good perk to use. But that is the one issue I do have with it. It is a meta perk though. Next we're gonna go with Jane Romero's Head On. This one is kind of situational, I guess. I mean, you could probably get a use out of it every game, but I don't know, sometimes it's just not worth it, or it glitches and messes up, or lag happens, I don't know. So I think it's a B tier, because it's not like amazing, but it's obviously not awful. Next is Hope. This one's kind of like Adrenaline, like it only works when, I think only when the exit gate is open. Which should only be open when, like, you know, all the survivors can leave, I guess. So I don't know, I think it's a C tier. People don't really use it, and I don't really use it ever. I don't think it's that good. Next is Botany Knowledge. This one's meh. I mean, you heal faster, but like, I don't know if it's worth a whole perk slot. You're better off just using like a really good med kit with really good add-ons, but it could be useful for healing builds. So C tier. Next, another Claudette perk, Empathy. It's because like you can see auras, but only when the survivors are injured. So again, maybe only good for healing builds, but I don't think it's that necessary, I'd say. I don't know. I feel like Bond might be better, but like it's still alright. It might go to C, but for now I'll keep it in the B tier. Next, we're gonna use Light. So the issue with exhaustion perks is killers can bring anti-exhaustion stuff like add-ons or perks. So it could be difficult to get exhaustion perks off. The great thing about Life is that you can maybe use it before the killer hits you once. So like if you're near a window working on generator, you can quickly just run away and use that exhaustion perk. So I think I'll put it at A tier. I think it suits itself better there. It's not exactly a B, but it's definitely not an S. Next perk is gonna be what's it called? It's David King perk. We'll live together forever. No, not that, but basically it's only good for blood point farming. So I guess technically it would be a D, but maybe a C because it's good for blood points. But other than that, it's really not that great. Next is Inner Strength. This one, I think it used to be amazing when X Ruin was insanely good, because you'd always like have to go out and break it, so you break a totem for sure. But like the perk, you have to break a totem, and then you have to go and unlock her. Like it's so much simpler getting someone else to heal you. But I don't know, people do totems anyway, so might as well. You also hide well, working on it, and it prevents nurses calling and stuff. Also, thanatophobia. So those are some things to think about when taking Inner Strength. I use it frequently. Next is Plunderer's Instinct. This one's only okay for um, like item builds. It could be like a C or a D. I mean, you could just bring an item from the blood web, but if you're not, maybe it's okay. I might move it to a D leader, but for now, I think it might be a C. It does combo well with other item perks, but like, I don't really know if you really need it. Plus, you could just bring like a map with add-ons and stuff, and like you'll find chests with the map. Next is Borrow Time, an extremely amazingly well-designed perk. This is good because if someone's getting tunneled or like the killer is camping, you unhook and you give him a little shield. That could be pretty good, so I think it's an S tier and pretty much speaks for itself. Next is, I don't remember what it's called, but it's another bro perk. Basically, when you're the last one living, you will see the aura of the open hatch. I think this is kind of like a adrenaline hope because, like, under some circumstances at the end of the game, you can only use it. So, like, it's really good if it does work, but to get that to work is kind of difficult. So, maybe a C tier for now. Next, I don't remember what this perk is called, but basically, you can see killers like items or belongings. I believe it was good during Hex Ruin time, but now I don't think it really matters. It does still work for other hexes though, so maybe a C tier, maybe a D tier, not sure yet. I haven't placed anything in D yet. Next is Dead Heart, which is an annoying exhaustion perk now because dedicated servers is a thing. Sometimes you'll use your active ability button and you'll get exhausted, but thanks to dedicated servers, it doesn't actually get through, so you die. So maybe a B, because like it is still pretty good to get that nice dash. Maybe the killer will miss, maybe you'll get to a pallet quicker, but you know. Next is Spine Chill. This is a good perk to notice where the killer is, and keep yourself like stealthy and safe. I think it could be an A tier perk, and it could be the best perk that like you don't get as a teachable, I think. Next is Sprint Burst, which is arguably the best exhaustion perk. The reasoning for this is because the killer won't like reach you yet and use an anti-exhaustion add-on or perk on you yet, because you've already used the perk when you run away. Also, you can bait with it and hold it and stuff, so I think it's gonna be an A tier. As probably the best exhaustion perk. Next is Quick and Quiet. As its own perk, I think it's meh. But the thing is, it could be teamed up with very powerful perks. So I guess it depends on what you use it with, like Dance With Me and stuff like that. But like, it could be a high B, because sometimes you can still trick up killers even just with Quick and Quiet. But really good killers will know that you're probably using it and find you anyway. So it's kind of, you know. Next is Iron Will. This one's really good because the killer won't hear you, which isn't really necessary in lower ranks. Killers might not be playing with headphones, so they might not be hearing you anyway. But in higher ranks, it could be pretty good. So I think an A tier fits it well. I like using it sometimes. Sometimes I'm not sure if it's worth a perk slot, but it's still pretty good. Next is Dance With Me, I think. I don't remember what this one's called, it's the key, but it's the one where the killer won't see the hooks within like a range close to them in the radius. I think this perk is meh, only because strong killers will know where hooks are and you won't really trick them up. So maybe it's a D tier perk because like the killer will probably go to a hook by the time they realize you're using that perk. Let's put some more perks in D tier. I think those two fit well. This one, the Yui perk where you pick up a pallet, it's whatever. I mean, like, you kinda can get a use out of it, but it doesn't really work every match. And killers should be just breaking pallets and stuff. It's in their best interest. And I don't know, you might just waste the pallet or something, or like have a instead of trying to waste them. Next is lightweight, which I don't really know what this one even is. Is it the one that like makes you quieter or something? I don't know. D tier though. Next is Pebble. I like this perk. I want to make it work, but I just don't know how great it is. But I will be putting in B tier because you can trick up killer as well. Next is DS, and I will be putting that in S tier real quick. Super good anti-tunneling perk. Especially if you bring Unbreakable with it, you'll either get up from DS or get up because I'm Unbreakable, or like a survivor helps you. So it's really nice. Also, if you're like the Obsession, you can bait it and stuff. Next is gonna be Unbreakable because I just mentioned it. Very good perk. I find myself using it almost like every match. I think it's just honestly amazing, personally though. Next is Bond. This is good for beginning survivors. I think it could be an A tier just because of that. And like I could use it well too if you don't want to bring the killer to some of your friends or something. Next is the Urban Invasion, I think. I don't know, it's the one that makes you crawl quicker. It's like meh, I never really find myself in a situation where I have to crawl quick, but I will put in B tier just because it is a good perk from when it's useful. Now is this no mither or tenacity? If it's no mither, then D tier, yeah. Like as itself, bad perk. Proves itself. This one's okay for like gen rushing and stuff like that. I use it for blood points as well, so maybe B because like it's good for both, but it's like a meh perk if you don't want to gen rush and if you don't need blood points. Next, this is the Yui perk where you are next to a survivor and they have like a better chance of wiggling out and stuff, you know? I think it's okay, but you have to have other survivors use it for it to actually be good. And you need like a whole wiggle build, so I think it's best suited as a C tier perk. Next is Fixated. I think, I don't know, it's the one where you walk fast if you're uninjured and you can see scratch marks. Which I don't know if that really matters, like you should be able to know where your scratch marks are. But walking fast could be helpful, and like if you do need to learn scratch mark stuff, it's good as well. Next is Won't Make It. This is really good, like you get unhooked and you heal out real quick and then you run away and play the game. Right, so that's pretty good. Next is gonna be Medal of Man. It got nerfed I guess before I started playing and I never really see people use it. And you need like a lot of protection hits and stuff for it to actually be beneficial, so I'm gonna go with C. Next is this the one that helps you get out of traps more? D tier, I guess. Open-handed. Is this the one where you just have more luck based on how many people are surviving? Yeah, that's a D tier. Asus are really good perks. Ace in a hole though, that's good for like item builds and stuff. You can get strong key add-ons or like even just a key and stuff like that. Combine it with blunders and you get yourself a good item thing. Deliverance, I think it's pretty good, but like it has the opposite problem of Adrenaline where it only might work like in the beginning of the match. Like you have to get a safe hook on someone or unhook someone and then you can use it, but I guess that doesn't really matter if you don't get hooked. So B tier. Next, I don't know what that perk is. Wow, that's awkward, but it's gonna go in D tier, I guess. Next, is this the Cheryl perk that locks a generator? I guess it's okay because like it prevents pop, but also like what if the killer doesn't have pop and you just end up locking a generator for no reason? It's like Next, is this Kindred because of the hook in the eyeball? If so, it's pretty good for your teammates to see where the killer's going and who's going to save you. Honestly, a pretty good perk, and it should maybe just be in the game itself, but whatever. next is Dance With Me. I think this is the one where if you go over a window, you don't leave scratch marks for a little bit, which is really good for quick and quiet, but I think killers will be able to find you. Good killers at least will probably be able to find where you went. Next is, wow, running out of perks, I know. This one where you have your aura hidden, like for 3 times or 3 tokens. It's because like, 1, the killer might not even be going for you. 2, if you're next to someone else and their aura is seen, the killer will still come your way, so it's like, whatever, I guess. I don't think that's great of a perk. Also, they're using Barber and Joey just like going to locker. Next is Leader, which is like, whatever. I mean, you do stuff faster, but it's an perk, maybe a B tier, but C for now. Next is this, oh, this is Sabotage, isn't it? I don't know, it's whatever, I think just bring a Sabotage toolbox, that's probably better, so D tier. Next is the one from Jane. If you heal without a medkit, then you heal up a bit. I don't think it's that great for a perk slot. I don't think it's worth it. This one, is this the one that makes auras bigger? If so, that's a D because it takes a while, or like it's not even that big. Next is the one that makes your items use less durability. I think it's okay depending on the item, but like, I don't know if it's worth the perk slot. Depends if you and your team are using like items. Next is Self-Care, which I used to think was an amazing perk, but now it's like an average perk. I think there's better perks that heal, like maybe Inner Strength, depending on how you use it, but it's a B tier. Next is this the one where you heal someone, and then you get hooked, and then you get unhooked, and then you're in the broken state, and then you heal yourself up automatically. If so, that's maybe a B or a C. I don't really know yet. I think it's just better to get healed up. Next, I don't know what this perk is actually, so I'm gonna put in D, I guess. Next, is this the one that, or no, is this the one where you yield the obsession and then you both get haste? If so, I think it's like an okay-ish perk because the movement speed might not matter that much. But it is nice if you're in that situation. It happens to me a lot. And then it's just one where if you're like on the floor where someone else is and you get up, you get that borrowed time shield. I think it's because like it is great for when it happens, but it only happens rarely in the match. I don't remember what that perk is. This one, Aftercare, I don't really understand how this perk works. I don't really use it, but I think you see people. I don't know, maybe Bond is better. Empathy. Is that Technician? I don't remember. Didact. Is this like good integrate skill checks perk? I don't know, but maybe a D. I'm sorry. Windows of Opportunity. D tier, you don't really need that. You can probably find palettes in Windows. This one, I don't remember what that is. Oh, after finishing a generator, you don't leave scratch marks. That's a D because people or killers might not be going for you anyway. Is this Object Obsession? I think it could be a really good perk. It's especially good if you want to make the killer angry, so B tier just because of that. Also, I want to be better at it. This perk, I do not remember what that really is. Sorry. Is that the one where it's like you have a chance of not breaking a generator? I mean, if so, that's still a D tier. And is that Babysitter? I don't remember what that does. I don't remember what this one does either. Oops. Is this Dark Sense? I don't remember what that does. I don't use it. Same with that one. Same with that one. I don't know what these eyeballs are. I'm so sorry. I'll bring Blunders to C just because I have a lot in D now. And that one too. And then this one is this one where you break. perks. No, it might be a Ash for skin. Ash perk. Okay, one of these is like resilience, and the other is something else I don't remember. This one is this like great good skill check. I don't know. I don't remember, but it's a C tier. That Ash one, I don't remember. This UA perk, I don't remember. That perk where you break hooks, man. Oh, it's just premonition. I don't really know how that works. And then this perk, I don't know what that is. Wait, so where's tenacity? Or maybe tenacity is the one D tier, but I don't remember what no method looks like. Oh well. Tenacity would be like a C or B because you have to combine it with unbreakable probably. But one time I did escape to hatch with just tenacity and no unbreakable. So I don't know. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this Survivor perk tier list. Let me know your opinions on it. I'm sorry that I didn't know the perks, but to make it fair on how great I thought they were and stuff like that, I didn't look it up and stuff. Also, write down in the comments what tier list I should make next and what you would change for your tier list. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Goodbye.